So today's homework, you have a variety of 6 week spiral reviews. Okay, well, we've done the 6 weeks. And today's homework is going to be the volleyball. Okay, the volleyball, which is this one right here. Right now it's closed because I closed it purposely so nobody messes around with it until they get home. Okay, quickly. So right now this one is closed. But let me show you how easy it is, especially if you watch the video. More importantly, remember all these balls, the baseball, the soccer ball, and the softball. I mean, the volleyball, and there's going to be a softball very soon. There's going to be 4 balls. Those 4 balls will prepare me for next week, 6 weeks test. And if I've been failing this class, I will use the 6 weeks test to help you pass the first 6 weeks. That's the only time I'm going to do this. Okay? So this is your chance to focus, work hard this week, study during the week in these balls. Go into it again, go watch these videos again to make sure that I am ready for next week. Any questions? So what's for homework? Which one? The volleyball. This one today is for homework. Okay, let me open it up so you can see. But I need to open it up as a teacher because right now it's locked. So once I unlock it, this will open, okay? Right now I have it locked because I don't want nobody to mess around with it until you go home. So you see, you'll have a softball, a volleyball, baseball, and soccer ball. The basketball is the one we've been working that we had a test last week. We're going to continue working on that also. But right now our focus is the volleyball. So go to your homework. It's called 6 week spiral, 24-25. And you have a total of 3 slides. Move my head out of the way. This will be question 1. This will be question 2. This will be question 3. Question 4. Okay? This one is question 5, question 6, question 7. This is question 8 and question 9. So you'll have 9 questions for homework, but of course I'm doing half of it right now with you, so you'll only have about 4 or 5. Okay? Because half of 9 is 4.5. Any questions? Let me start with slide 3. Slide 2, my bad. Here we go. Again, this is question 1, this is question 2. I will be doing question 1 here. This is my journal, your homework journal, guys. I'm doing everything off the board. I don't have a homework journal, I always do the board journal. Me. The only thing I have is a notes journal, which I'm gonna do tomorrow. We're gonna do some notes tomorrow in the notes journal. Ready? Just whatever I copy, yes. Question number 1. It says, which expression is equivalent to 8 divided by 3/5? So what would be my question?
8 divided by 3/5.
8 divided by 3/5. That's the question. Facts? What's the facts? 8 divided by 3/5. So facts, when it's the same thing, exactly the same thing, you can just point at it. I'm fine with that. It's the same one. Strategy. I have not taught you how to divide fractions, but elementary has. I'm going to remind you how to divide fractions. Okay, the strategy that they should have taught you in elementary, I hope, was K, C, F. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Some of you call it KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, but it's really not that. The K represents to keep the fraction that you're dividing, which is the first one. Keep it the same. The C represents to change the division to multiplication. Now, when we do this, like when we're doing our strategy, you're gonna be allowed to just put KCM and that's it. But right now, I'm putting the whole details because some of you might have forgotten from elementary. K, keep. C, change division to multiplication. And F means to flip. The real math word is called reciprocal. I don't know if I spelled it correctly though. I think I don't know if it's an O or an A. Why not check? I think I slaughtered that spelling. Let me check. Yeah, it's an A. You see? Reciprocal. This is the reciprocal. So I spelled it wrong, so I'll fix it right now. Reciprocal. Did I spell something? The I también is supposed to be a no, right? This guy should be a no. Yeah, reciprocal. Yeah. Questions? So if I ever tell you what's the reciprocal of a fraction, it's to flip it. Okay? Do you remember this from elementary?
No. Yes.
Well, if you don't, that's why I'm reminding you. So here we go. I'm ready to do the work. 8 divided by 3/5. Okay? We have our whole divided by a fraction, right? The first thing about fractions is that whenever we have a whole, we need to make them a fraction. So how can I make this whole a fraction? What can I do? Well, put a fraction bar, obviously. And what do we put on the bottom to make it a fraction? A 1. Do you know why we do that? Because that one changed the value. What's 8 divided by 1?
8.
It does not change the value. So anytime that you have a whole, don't copy red. I'm just trying to go over things. If I have a whole divided by a fraction, my first job is to make him a fraction by just putting a fraction bar and putting a 1 on the bottom. That will not change the value. He's still worth a 5. Questions with that? Okay? Whenever we're dividing fractions, we cannot have wholes. It has to be fraction form. We cannot have also mixed numbers. I cannot have this either. When this happens, I'm going to teach you that later on. But when this happens, I have to change this to become numerator, denominator, divided by numerator, divided by denominator. We cannot have a mixed number, and we cannot have a whole. It has to be fraction. ND. Numerator, denominator. But later on, I'm going to show you more about that. Let's go back to this one, because this one is a simple one. This one is an equivalent of this. Okay, so here's my fraction, right? Now put your strategy. I put it on the top. This guy will get the K. The division will get the C. And the other fraction will get the F. And move my face out of the way so like that I can continue there and it won't be bothering you when you go watch the video at home. Okay, what does the K mean? Keep. So leave it alone. Because that's what we're dividing. We're dividing 8. The C, change it to what? In middle school, we use what is called a dot product for to show multiplication. We're going to use the X. And then F, flip. And I'm done. I should be able to find the answer just with that. We don't have to actually solve, but I'm going to show you how to solve in a minute too. Okay? Question with keep, change, flip. Let's talk about the new symbols of, again, don't copy this. I'm just going to go over. In elementary, this meant 5 times 2, right?
Yes.
Well, instead of using an X, we're going to try to start using a dot product. That symbol means times also. 5 times 2. In the computer, this might be also a symbol that means times. the asterisk. And also a number next to parentheses means times. A number next to parentheses means times. The ones we use a lot in elementary, I mean in middle school, is these two. I need to remember that the dot product means times. It's not a decimal point. And the number next to parentheses means times. Why are we trying to get rid of the x as mean times in middle school? Because later I'm going to have fun like this. And I don't want you to think that I'm doing 5 times positive 2. This means 5 times a number that I do not know plus 2. That is called an algebraic expression. So we're trying to get rid of the x to not be symbolizing multiplying. It means 5 times a number. A number next to a letter means times also. So this means 5 times a number plus 2. So that x here does not mean times, like it did in elementary. Questions? So try to use the dot product, this guy more, or a number next to parentheses to show multiplication. Any questions while I'm using the dot? Okay. Now, what would be the answer? Do you think that, which two are the dumbest? Let's start with the dumbest. Which ones will be the dumbest automatically? B and C. Do you know why B and C are dumb quickly? Because they're still keeping the division, and we just said that when we're dividing fraction, we need to change the division to what? Multiplication. So now I know it's between A or D. Which one would be the final answer, A or D? A. Now last year I had a kid that said, sir, but it does not look like yours. Because they just did not put the one on the bottom. What can we put on the bottom? A 1, that's it. But it is A, it's A. Okay? What did they forget to do in D? To flip it, they forgot to flip it. They forgot to do the reciprocal. That's why it's not D. Questions with number 1? The way I did number 1, you're gonna go home and do number 2. This is number 1, and this would be number 2. Okay? Then of course you would box around, and I better see my questions back strategy. Okay? Now we don't have to solve them. If we had to solve them, we just Superman across, just so you know. You would have to Superman across. What's 8 times 5? 40. Superman across. What's 1 times 3? 3. So the answer would be 40 over 40 thirds, which then I would have to bottom out, right? We don't have to do that. We're just trying to find an equivalent. Okay? We're just trying to find an expression that is equivalent. Any questions? But if we had to solve it, that's how you solve dividing fractions. You Superman across after you do the KCF. And then we have to simplify, bottom out, whatever we have to do. Any questions? Pretty easy. That's from elementary. That's why I was not worried, but some of you probably forgot. That's why I said let me just review it. The bottom ones. This guy will be number 3. This guy will be number 3. And this guy will be number 4. I will be doing number 4 with you because that's a harder one. Okay? Ready? Number 4. What is my question? No, the question. Good. They want 8% of what? You have to read. We can't just say they want 8%. We need to know of what. Of the Steelers stuff, right? The memorabilia. The Steelers memorabilia is things that they have there, like pictures or posters or some nice jerseys or helmets. I don't know. They want the percent of the Steelers. You will go home and do the percent of the Cowboys. Okay? But it's the same thing. Facts. What did they tell us? Very good, Martin. 3/8 is the Steelers stuff. This means that if I walked around the store and I count 8 items, how many items will be the Steelers stuff? Three. Another 8 items, how many items will be Steeler stuff? Three. That's what that means. It means that if I'm walking around and I start counting stuff, out of those 8 things, 3 things will be Steeler stuff. Okay? Question with that? Strategy. They want me to change that fraction into what? They want me to change that fraction to what? Percent. So what's the strategy? We're gonna have to go from fraction to decimal to percent. So it's a double step. It's a triangle that goes first I'm gonna have to divide and then twice to the right. So how do I go from fraction to decimal, guys? How do we go from fraction to decimal? Bottom out, we divide. Bottom out. And how do we go from decimal to percent? Very good. Two to the right. To the right. See, the kid that puts the strategy over and over and over again, that strategy will become yours forever. Eventually, your teachers are going to make you do all this that I make you do. Questions, facts, strategy. Because you're going to know, oh, questions, facts, boom, I know the strategy. It's going to be bottom out, twice to the right. Okay? But right now, I'm making you write it and write it so you can stay, just like your mom called you a bunch of times. Oliver, 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 over and over again when he was a baby. Eventually, Oliver knew, oh, that's me. At the beginning, he didn't know who Oliver was. He was probably just there, just give me a bottle and clean my pamper, and that's it. I don't care about the rest. And let me sleep. That's all he cared about. But eventually, Oliver knew, hey, that's me. Or Fatima, or Louis, or Destiny. That's how you learn. So that's why I want you to write it, say it, write it, say it, so it can stay in your head that when I'm going from fraction to percent, I'm sorry, I need to first go to decimal by dividing, bottom out, and twice to the right at the end. But let me go do it. I'm gonna go to the side. 3 divided by 8. And look what I always do. I stretch that little division symbol pretty long. I try to stretch it in case I need to go to the thousands. Guys, we go to the thousands no matter what. Okay? Put your decimal and put your decimal. Some of you do not put the decimal quickly, and that's why you start messing up. Line them up. Make it organized. Que esté todo bien alineado, no chueco. Now let's go in order. 3. Would that be enough for 8? So whenever you say no, it's not enough, we put a 0. And you don't have to go 8 times 0, 0. Some of you do that. You don't have to do that. You're just saying, you know what, it's not enough. Yeah. Now go back inside and say, let's make pieces. So now we have 30 tens, 30 pieces. Is 30 enough for the 8? 8 times what? Now I need to think of my times tables. We'll go to the times table chart. 8 times what? 3. 8 times 3 is 24. That goes on the bottom. Because you're grouping them 3, 3, 3, so they're gone. That's why we're subtracting 24. You just gave 3 pieces to the 8 groups. What's 30 minus 24? 6. Or you can do the regrouping, it's up to you. We have a remainder, go back inside the little house, the little long division symbol, and bring in more pieces. 60 hundredths, now we're in the hundredths place. 8 times what gives me close to 67? Very good, sir. 8 times 7 is 56. We subtract 60 minus 56, so you regroup. It's up to you. We have 4. Do we stop? No, I said to try to stop it to the thousands. So let me try one more. One more place value. This is the 10th, 100th, 1000th. So let's try one more. 40. Is that enough? 8 times what? 5. Now come over here and organize it, guys. We just went from fraction to what? Decimal. What was the decimal? 0.375. Okay? We're not there yet. You punch in that, you'll be wrong because they said that they wanted it in percent. So we already did the first step, which is bottom out. Now what's the second step? Move to the right. So don't do it here. Don't do it. Do not do it here. Do not do it here. This is a nice organization, what we're doing. You go to the junk on the side, all your work over here on the side. Okay? So let me go to the side, write the decimal, and here we go. How do I change to percent that decimal? Twice the right. Here we go. 1, 2. Put the decimal there. Rewrite it now. What's the new percent? 37.5%. The zero, you can drop it. You don't need it anymore. Okay? So what's the percent? 37.5%. That means that it's 37.5%. That's what that means. Okay? 37.5 means 37.5%. Any questions? That would be my final answer. I would box it. And there's no choice here. I have to punch it in. So I'm going to teach you how to punch it in case you don't know. Questions with this one? Remember that it's always twice to the right. Do not forget, because last year I had a kid that had, don't copy red, right? We don't copy red. Let's say you had this fraction, this decimal. Let's change it to percent. This guy just went like this. Can you do that? No. It's twice to the what? Right. 1, 2. What's really the percent? 90%. Pero este que 9%. No, you have to do my strategy twice to the right. So if I have a single digit like that, you know it's twice to the right, might as well add a 0. And then go twice to the right. Because if you don't do that, you will forget and just call it 7% when it was really 70%. Questions? Okay. How do I punch it in now? I'll click in the box and I'll put what I just said, 37.5. Don't put the percent symbol because it's already there for you. Okay?
What if we do put the percent?
They'll count it wrong because it's already there for you. How do I put the percent symbol if it wasn't there for you? It's going to be shift 5. That's why you put it, shift 5. But it's already there for you. The way I did number 4, you're going to go home and do number 3, the one about the cows. Questions? Bien fácil, right? Should be an easy 100 for everybody. Some of you need it. Number lines. This is something kind of new. I don't really taught you this, but I want to teach you something about number lines. I'm going to do 2 with you. You're going to do 1 at home. Okay? Which is the harder one? I'll do, well, whatever we're at, 4?
4. Yeah.
So this guy would be, let me number them for the video so you know. Of course, don't forget to bubble everything at the end. Right? Bubble everything at the end. That was number 4. This one will be number 5. This will be number 6. And this will be number 7. I will do 2 of them right now with you. When you have number lines, pay attention because I doubted that they taught you this. When you have number lines, your first job is to know where's the hole. Well, here's the 0, right? And the hole is all the way over here. So all those lines in between are pieces. They're parts of the hole. So my first job is to count how many pieces makes the hole. So please listen to this. I'm going to use a little spotlight so you can see. That is 1 part, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how is this cut into? 10 parts. Now what many kids like to do, they like to count the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is wrong because you should never count the first one. That's the beginning. From here, my little hand aquí está, from here to here, that is one part. From here to here, that is two parts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what makes the whole here? 10, 10. Right now, don't copy this, just listen right now. I'll just show you right now. I'm going to tell you how to copy all this stuff. 10, 10. So if this is 10, 10, which is one whole, what would this guy be? 9, 10. And this guy? 8, 10. And this one? 7, 10. And this one? 6, 10. And this one? 5, 10. 4, 10. 3, 10. 2, 10. And 1, 10. Questions? Questions? Now, they want me to find the value of point A. The value of point A. Found it. Is that answer there?
No.
No. Do I panic? No. What do you think I have to do on the side so I can find out the answers? Simplify. Divided by 2, 2. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. 10 divided by 2? 5. 1/5. Is that answer there now? Yes. And if you think about it, let me show you how it is 1/5. When you simplify, you're saying, let's put them in groups of 2. That would be group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5. Instead of having so many pieces, we have now 5 pieces, and they want me to stop at A. So if I shape A, isn't that 1 out of 5? Yes. Do you understand? Pretty easy, right? Now how does the work look? Let me move my face out of the way. If you ever want to scare tacuaches, just use my face. Or rats too, también. I'm a cockroach también. Okay? All those rodents and bugs. Just put my face on the outside of your roof, no entra nadie.
So you're saying that you're ugly?
Yes, I am. Okay, what number was this we said? 5? So here's how you do 5. What's the fraction? What's the question? They want to know point A. Facts? They gave me a number line. They gave me a number line that started with 0 and it ended with 1 whole. Y aquí viene lo bueno. When you transfer your number line to your work, I'm going to quickly go count the way I counted. So how many pieces were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to go 10, 10, right? And then who's next? 9, 10, 8, 10, 7, 10. You need to go to the nurse or what? 6, 10, right now I'm saying you. 5, 10, 4, 10, 3, 10, 2, 10, 1, 10, and 0, 10, obviously 0, 10, right? So nomás le pones así, no tiene que estar todo bien even, nomás más, así más o menos. Now, your point A is on the second one, 1, 2. So I already know that the answer is 2/10. Yes or no? Okay? So now I'm going to simplify. Divided by 2, 2. 1/5. And the answer is letter D. Questions?
No.
That's how your work looks. Again, your job when you see number lines is to quickly count how many parts makes the whole. So I would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and quickly say 10, 10. Y luego te vas a reversa 9, 10, 8, 10, 7, 10. You do the same thing over here in yours. Is it always going to be by tens? No. Okay? Question with number 5.
No.
You will do number 6 by yourself. I'm going to do number 7 with you. You will do number 6 by yourself. I will do number 7 with you. 7. Let's begin. What's the question? Point what again? Point A. Okay? The facts, they give me a number line. They give me a number line again. Now let's count the pieces that makes this number line. How many pieces makes this number line? Huh? I'm doing the last one, number 7. Because 4, good job. Guys, mira. From here to here is 1. From here to here is 2. From here to here is 3. From here to here is 4.
At this moment, please post
So
your
how many
attendance.
pieces? 4.
Thank you.
1/4, 2/4,
There's 12 of us.
3/4, and 4/4.
Sir,
Okay?
there's 12 of us.
Huh?
There's 12 of us.
Okay, thank you, yes. So which one is point A? The first, second, third, or last?
Second.
Second. So put your dot there and put point A there. So what's the answer? 2/4. And what's really 2/4 in math? 1/2. That one is so easy, guys. Mira, está en mero medio. He's right smack in that what? Middle. So obviously it's 1/2. You could have simplified 2 divided by 2, 1/2. Question with number 7, which the answer would be letter D. For homework, you'll do number 6, which is this guy in the middle. Watch the video so you're confused.